Dandelions aren't real flowers because lions are just big cats. Nonsense, right? Today I'll be talking about non sequiturs, like the one I just said, as well as circular argument and equivocation. First, we'll start with non sequiturs. The textbook defines a non sequitur as an argument in which the conclusion does not follow from the evidence. You can think of it as saying something that does not make sense to say logically in the context of the conversation. It's usually used for comedic purposes or to deliberately confuse the audience and to take attention away from another part of the argument.
You made your decision then?
Not remotely, because iocane comes from Australia, as everyone knows. And Australia is entirely peopled with criminals. And criminals are used to having people not trust them, as you are not trusted by me, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
In this example, the Sicilian man's argument is riddled with non sequiturs. He states that Australia is full of criminals, and criminals are used to people not trusting them, and therefore he can clearly not choose the wine in front of the masked man. His entire argument makes little sense logically, since the origins of iocane have nothing to do with which cup the masked man put the poison in. Equivocacy is the fallacy of ambiguity. Someone comes to a conclusion based on ambiguous terms having the same meaning. This fallacy can be more difficult to spot than some of the others, since it requires the audience to pay close attention to the speaker's word choice. An example of this is the following. In this example, the first premise is that newspapers have a duty to print stories that are in the public interest, and the second premise is that the public has interest in celebrities. Therefore, it's not wrong for newspapers to pass on rumors about celebrities. The word interest has different meanings in the context of these premises. In the first, public interest relates to what is best for the public. In the second premise, interest is used as another word for something that they enjoy. Clearly, these are two different definitions. What is best for someone is not always something one enjoys. It's incorrect to say that this conclusion is valid. The key to success is circular reasoning, because circular reasoning is the key. Circular reasoning, also called circular argument, is often used interchangeably with begging the question. The distinction between these two terms is that circular argument has the same premise and conclusion, whereas begging the question accepts the conclusion first as grounds for the premise. Circular argument can essentially be explained as if A, then B, if B, then A. Circular reasoning is often used as a motto, just as you'll see in the following example.
But I don't like being a delivery boy.
Well, that's tough. Lots of people don't like their jobs, but we do them anyway. You gotta do what you gotta do. Now hold out your hand. I'm going to implant your career chip. It'll permanently label you as a delivery boy.
The poster says, "You gotta do what you gotta do," which is an argument that uses circular reasoning. The justification for doing what you have to do is that you have to do it, which means that the premise and the conclusion are the same.